Thank you guys so much for being here with us today. We're so happy to have you. I am Ro, and I am representing our Facebook Austin office. But more importantly, I'm an Illinois gal myself. I am from Chicago and a University of Illinois alum. ILL? No? Okay, cool. So I'm really excited to be back home. I'm not too sure if I missed the cold or the snow, but I definitely miss the Midwestern hospitality, the corn, Abe Lincoln. So again, I'm from Chicago, Illinois. You've probably heard of it. If you've never heard of it, that's okay. I get that a lot. Here are just some of my fondest memories growing up in the city. I still like to call it the Sears Tower. I don't know anybody else who calls it Willis Tower. And while I'm not from Springfield, Illinois, a lot of my fondest memories are still from Central Illinois. My times in Urbana-Champaign were so impactful for me. I even got my career started in digital marketing at Illini Media and was a member of the Daily Illini. I participated in a variety of pageants. I loved hanging out in the city, loved hanging out all over the state of Illinois, and it is really special to me. I'm very excited to introduce Maddie DeCastro, Director of Facebook's Global Marketing Solutions. Thanks for coming.
And I just want to open with two things. The first is Illinois is officially 200 years old today. It is the bicentennial, it is the birthday. The second is, on behalf of the community in this room, we want to send some love and prayers to everyone in Taylorville. With the storms that happened on Saturday night, we're thinking about you, and we wish everyone a really, really speedy recovery. So I thought we'd take a second and just get to know each other a bit. I could not be more excited to be in Springfield today. My name's Maddie DeCastro. Yes, Maddie, it's actually Matthew. I come from one of those big families that for whatever reason someone gets a Y on the end of their name. So Maddie, Mikey, Petey. I live in Chicago. I'm actually from Illinois. I have a wonderful wife, two beautiful daughters, 2.5 and 9 months. I think I was telling our panelists who you'll hear from later today, both of them had roseola, so I just learned what that was, but they're both fine. So anyway. When we think about local business, when we think about supporting small business, Springfield is a place where we can make a lot of impact. When we think about the state of Illinois, there are 1.2 million small businesses in Illinois, which makes up 99% of the workforce, or almost 2.4 million jobs. So when we think about places that we can grow and have an impact on driving growth for your business and creating jobs in our state, Springfield is one of the places that we wanted to be. So we're looking forward to collaborating with you, talking about problems that you're trying to solve, training, and learning how we use these new tools to help grow your businesses. Small business really makes up the backbone of the United States. And when we think about where we want to go as not only a state and a country, we need to be doing more to support small businesses. And I'm immensely, immensely proud that we could be here with you today. This year, we've pledged to train 1 million small businesses in the United States. 1 million. And we hope to spend this time as a community training you how to do that and how to, so please ask questions. Please be engaged. Please tell us your biggest challenges because we're here to help as Facebook. We know your time is extremely valuable. You run businesses, you run organizations. Let's face it, you all have places to be and numbers to hit, and we can't tell you how much we appreciate you being in this room with us today. And we hope that what you learn over the next 48 hours with experts from the Facebook community can help you move your business forward. All of this work has inspired us. Our core mission as a company is to build community. And the people in this room are the builders of the economy and community in Springfield. The people in this room make Springfield thrive. So just a quick round of applause for everyone in here. At Facebook, we're more excited than ever to help your communities and your businesses. And again, we thank you for your time today. So with that, it's my privilege and my honor to introduce the Mayor of Springfield, Jim Langfelder.
message. Thanks, Matt. Thanks, Ro, for being here. And thank you all for being here at this important occasion that will help not only boost your experiences with your businesses or non-for-profits, but most importantly, help each and every one of us grow our community. So on behalf of all the mayors, whether you're from Springfield or some other area, thank you for being here. And I finally figured out why I'm here. Because Matt, you say, Matty, my name's Jim or Jimmy. I come from a large family. But the other thing is, they said, who could we get that's not it's the least tech-savvy person? And as you see, Matt and Ro, they're going off these prompters. Here's my notes right here. So please forgive me if I look at my notes, but really I always speak from the heart because that's what it's all about. And Matt really hit it, the nail on the head with regards to it's about people. So it doesn't matter what community you're in, our people are our greatest assets. And here in Springfield, we're the home of Abraham Lincoln. That's what gives me great pride being the bicentennial. We've had a lot of great celebrations being the capital city. Actually, I'll be visiting the little city of Chicago later on today. And with that, Lincoln lives on today as he did back then. The more things change, the more they stay the same. And if you go to the old state capitol, if you're not from around here, especially our Facebook friends, we can't thank you enough for picking Springfield. But take a walk to Lincoln's home, take a walk to the old state capitol where he gave his great House Divided speech. And that's where President Barack Obama gave his announcement with regard to his presidency. He actually introduced Joe Biden there. And what it really goes to the impetus is we can do a lot more together than we can separated. And that's what it's all about. It goes to the heart of America and the heart of the world. We need to work together to get things done. And we can be a lot better place, whether it's in the world, the country, our state, or the city of Springfield, or wherever you're from. That's what it's all about. The other aspect that lives true today is the challenges of our businesses. Just like in Abe's time, small town, Main Street, whatever town you're from, the small business family shops were the ones that are the backbone of America, and they still are today. I think it's 90% of the economy is due to the small mom and pop shops or the really the family-owned businesses or small businesses in each and every one of our communities. So that's really what it's all about, and those challenges that we face together. And Facebook understands those challenges, and they help us connect not only in our own town, but our region, our country, our world. And that's where we're becoming, is a smaller world. We have visitors from across the globe that visit Springfield just because of Lincoln. And what we try to do is educate them on the other aspects of Springfield, because we have a lot more going on than just Lincoln. So as you're walking around, I encourage you to go to Lincoln's Herndon Law Office. We just opened it recently, and we transformed the first floor into a visitor center. And it's more interactive. But what it's all about is really getting your word out. How can we connect with one another as individuals? Because I came from banking, it's all about relationship building. And if we do that together, our economy will grow, and it will benefit each and every one of us and our families as we move together. So again, thank you, Matt, and bringing all your Facebook friends here today. We can't thank you enough. And what we've done through our Convention and Visitors Bureau, Scott Dollar's our new director, but Julia Frevert with HIP Advertisement, they've really launched our Facebook, our social media platform. As you know, I'm not real tech savvy. They did it. But they launched it last year to really tap into those aspects, those unique experiences with regards to Springfield. And Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and everything else helped us make that happen. And we are seeing the results this year, but it'll be more significant next year. So I appreciate you taking the time out. Thank you for being here, and not only for yourself, but for your communities and the companies you represent. So thank you again.
This morning we have the privilege to hear from 3 successful business owners in Springfield. We're going to take some time to get to know each of them and about their respective businesses. Can we just go down the line, and can you please introduce yourself and tell us all a little bit about your business?
Yes. Hi, I'm Christine Bailey with Bailey Family Insurance. We are a local family and veteran-owned independent insurance agency located here in Springfield off 6th Street. We have access to over 30 different carriers, so we're able to find the right coverage at the best price, and we specialize in auto, home, life, and commercial insurance.
My name is Ashley Hubbard. I'm a photographer for Toss the Bouquet Studios. I specialize in wedding, engagement, and boudoir photography, and I also do marketing for small businesses through that as well.
Hi, I'm Josh Flanders. I'm one of the owners of Buzzbomb Brewing Co. We're a production microbrewery and tap room located right here in downtown Springfield, 4th and Adams. We've got basically a craft beer experience, and we make everything there on site.
Thank you. One thing all of your businesses have in common is the fact that you use Facebook to grow your businesses over the last year. Can you each talk a little bit about your experience using Facebook to drive growth?
Yes, so for us, Facebook has been incredibly powerful. It helps us gain new clients, and it also helps us retain our current clients. It helps create top-of-mind awareness, so when people are ready to shop their insurance, they think of us. And then, like I said, just staying in front of them always helps with retention, which is key for our business.
Over the last year, I did several weddings, and through those weddings I used Facebook to not only advertise through Facebook ads, but also to tag and to network with other wedding vendors to help them boost their business, and usually kindness is returned, and so most of the time those people will also do that for me. And Facebook makes it really easy for me to do that.
So we started our page early on, before we were open. Let me give a little shout out to the Small Business Development Center who helped us plan that. And we kind of did a tease campaign and built things up so that when we opened our doors, we had an online community already. And then that really helped us, hit the ground running right out of the gate. And then since then, we've continued to use that as our primary marketing and communication method along with our website. We do a lot of events and other things. It does, as you said, it keeps us in front of people, but it also lets us get people excited, let us communicate, let us have some fun.
We found that businesses often use a variety of tools to engage with customers in different channels, on and offline. Since you all work in different industries, I was hoping you might attest to how you've specifically used Facebook products and services to engage with your audience. And we'll get a little more specific. We'll start with you, Christine, if you don't mind. So as an insurance business, I know you've incorporated Messenger within your website so people can easily get in contact with you. Can you share how Messenger has helped your business grow and how you're thinking about using Messenger into the future?
Yes, so we love Messenger. We've got people that reach out to us every day on our business Facebook page and ask if they could get a quote. So we kind of start the conversation there, and then we're able to move over to whatever platform they prefer, so phone, text, or email. And it makes it for a warm call, because we've already been speaking with them on Messenger. But as for our current clients, we are able to communicate with them. We've sent ID cards. They can just say we want to add a vehicle, give us a VIN. And a lot of times people don't answer the phone, but if you shoot a quick Facebook message, they'll respond, or likewise, they can just send something to us if they're busy at work. So, yeah, we use Messenger a ton.
And Josh, over to you. We were talking a little bit earlier. You had mentioned using events both in a prior life and in your current role today. Can you share how events have helped your business in terms of just getting customers through the door and driving sales?
Oh yeah, they're huge for us. We use them regularly. We do a lot of events outside of just having beer. We have, things like trivia nights. We have a pop-up art show coming up. We have concerts. So those allow us to let people know. But the nice thing is posts, photos, and things like that, they're transient. An event is more firm. It's something that you can set out there, people can mark interested or going, and then they'll get those notifications from that. It's a little island unto itself, so you can kind of build things up over time, and they can be incredibly successful. I had mentioned to you our Customer Appreciation Day. We had, rocketed to the top of the local brew scene on Untapped. We had done very, very well, and we said, you know what, this is all because of the people that are here supporting us. Let's do an event. Let's give back. We put that together. And with proper communication and marketing, we did a week's worth of sales in one night. I mean, I would call that a very successful event.
And just a quick follow-up there. Running the small business, how often are you planning those events into the future?
At the moment, we plan about a month out. And that's one thing that we're very hands-on with our social media. I manage most of it myself. And I don't do a lot of the scheduling or other things because I like to kind of keep a pulse of what's going on. And then we have a lot of folks asking to do different things with us. So we try to keep that as fluid as possible so we can react quickly and give our audience and everybody here, our customers, what they want.
Switching gears a little bit, I want to touch on how you advertise for customer acquisition. Throughout many of the presentations over the next 2 days of Community Views, we share how to tailor ads to see results on Facebook, especially looking at insights and leveraging our tools. To Ashley, I know that you've used insights before to determine which seasons, months are better for your business. Can you share with us what you found subsequently, how you've gone about targeting your customers using those insights?
Sure. So as a wedding photographer, anyone in the wedding industry, as a photographer knows that the biggest booking months are usually January, February, and March, because you don't really, you're getting into the people who just got engaged over the holidays, and that's when people really start putting down deposits and making commitments for their wedding day. So I use insights as a way to figure out how, like, the conversion between how many people are seeing my ads. And using the pixel and using Bitly links, I figure out what traffic is being driven to my website, and also how many of those people are actually contacting me. And then even further than that, I use it to figure out how many people are actually booking with me during different seasons. So for me, winter is the biggest month, and so whenever I am deciding where my budget's going to go for the year for advertising, I spend a lot less money on advertisements the other 9 months of the year, just enough to be able to be in front of people, so that they remember me, so that they, you know, whenever they're ready to book, that I'm the first person that they think of. And then during the busy months, January, February, and March, where I do the most booking, I will put about 85% of my budget on those 3 months, because those are the ones that book the most successfully. They have the best conversion rate.
Thank you. I think, you know, when setting up your online presence as a small business, this whole concept of the pixel can seem a little daunting. Can you talk a little bit about how you've leveraged it and how you went about implementing it?
Well, I had a little bit of help to implement it or to set it up, but basically the pixel just allowed me to be able to understand my audience better, and to be able to kind of put the information that I needed to put in front of them, that they were reacting to, that they were, like, following to my website. The stuff that I was posting that was more successful, I was able to find out that way.
Cool. Shifting over to Christine, we know you do a lot of word-of-mouth marketing as an insurance business. Could you talk a little bit about how you think about targeting new customers and what audiences look like online for you guys?
Yes, so in terms of targeting, you can get as granular as you want. You know, you can dive into different areas of the demographic. You can target by interests, all the way down to interested in HGTV. So really, like in our marketing mastermind groups, we have what's called an avatar, and that's basically like building your perfect customer. So my recommendation would be for you guys to figure out who that perfect customer is and target them. And that's the best part. Like with us being a small business, we don't have a huge ad budget, but we're able to pinpoint that audience and just target them. So that's something that's great about Facebook. And then speaking of targeting, we've got referral partners that we're able to kind of run ads for or teach them how to do it. And so that's just something awesome too, to learn that and then share with them. Or you got to figure out who your vendors are and whose back you want to scratch, and really help them out. So, and as far as word of mouth, oh, absolutely, that's huge for us. And the greatest thing about Facebook is we are getting tagged several times a week. I mean, constantly, people reaching out, just asking about recommendations for insurance, and so we get tagged. And so, people want to do business with people they know or people that they feel that they know. So that's just great for us. It's word of mouth online.
Thank you. Staying on the topic of targeting, Josh, I know you've recently implemented the Pixel. Can you tell us a little bit about what that experience has been for you and what value you're seeing from it being on your website?
Sure, and I can give you guys a shout out for that because it was very easy. Facebook actually let me know and said, hey, we've got this Pixel, would you like to put it together? And I said, oh, sure, and it walked you through it, and I set it up, put it on the website, and I'm really laying the foundation for future things. Like I said, currently we're still primarily using Facebook for our communication, but I maintain and update the website regularly, so we have plans to add more stuff there. So what that that Pixel does is it lets us, as you said, track who's coming in and see what kind of audiences we're crossing over from Facebook to the website, as well as who else is there. So we are looking to do more integrated marketing with that actually very soon.
Thank you. Shifting gears a little bit to content. A lot of Facebook Community Boost events over the next 2 days, we get questions about how to create better content. I was hoping you could each share a little bit more about your content strategies. We'll start with Christine. Could you talk a little bit about how you use videos to connect with your customers?
Yes, so we believe video is extremely powerful. People are watching more video than ever before. You're able to get your message across, tell a better story. 60% of our clients hadn't even come into our office because we can do everything online. So we make sure that we tell them, follow our Facebook page so that they can see our monthly updates and our Tip Tuesdays and just always stay in front of them, which is key for retention, which is the best return on investment you could get. And it's just pretty cool. My husband, Mark, and I, everywhere we're out and about, people may say that they recognize us from the videos, from following us. We hadn't even met them in person, so we definitely recommend video.
Very cool. Ashley, since your business is actually based on content creation, can you share how you create content for both Facebook and Instagram, and how you might be thinking about differences between Facebook and Instagram?
Do we have all day? I mean, well, there's a lot of things to keep in mind whenever you're making content. Facebook and Instagram are very different for me because of the way that they're presented. So Facebook is, whenever I think about Facebook, I think about that particular post. I'm not really concerned with how it correlates with everything else I'm posting, but my goal on Facebook is to reach potential clients, and it has to be like a really good mix of things that tell them about me personally, and also things that tell them about my business and about my clients and my weddings that I'm shooting, and the other things that are kind of going on with my business. Because people want to know who you are, and they also want to know what you can do for them. And so that's kind of what Facebook is for me. And then on Instagram, it's more about getting networking. Like, so I tag a lot of businesses that I work with, a lot of networking with vendors that are at the same events that I am at, and also just ones that where we plan events together. But as far as the content itself, for Facebook, video has just been better. I very recently started making photos with motion using a third-party app, and they are incredible, and they get incredible feedback. It was super easy for me to do, and it gives people they have to click, they have to watch the video, so the video is getting more traction with the Facebook algorithm. But then with Instagram, you've got your grid. So everybody, whenever they go to your page, you want all of that to really be a good representation of your business and what you're doing, because that's what they're going to see. And if they go and they see your 9 squares and it's not interesting to them, then they're not going to keep going down. They're going to go on and they're going to look at something else. So a lot of my best pictures, my best content will go on my Instagram to make sure that those 9 squares are good, and then on Facebook it's more about me personally, if that makes sense.
Thank you. Josh, and this is something near and dear to my heart just as a beer lover, but when you think about making content for a consumable product, how are you thinking about driving demand for your business?
So we try to share information about the beer. When it comes out, pictures obviously speak louder than words. So we use menu posts as well as photos of the beer and information when we do beer releases, or just to try to talk about it to get people excited, like, oh, there's something new, or that sounds very interesting. We have consistency is important, repetition is important. We've got our menu on Facebook as a plugin. We've got it on our website. We have it in-house, and it's always synced up. So everything, if you see it on our website, you see it on Facebook, it's there. So that's kind of one of the most important parts.
So So to everyone here, just a quick question. When you think about consistency and voice for your business, how are you thinking about that? Are you developing style guides? Are you trying to stay within certain parameters? How are you thinking about it? Or are you just constantly experimenting?
Well, with us, we do weekly posts. So we've got our Money Saving Mondays, we've got our Tip Tuesdays, and like I said, we've got the monthly updates. If there's anything specific, with the holiday coming up or the typical, the season, we'll share stuff like that. But we do kind of have those, and we can schedule them as well. That way you can kind of set it and forget it. But obviously, we're wanting to do like the day of type of content as well. So like you said, just consistency is key. So do something.
I focus a lot on building relationships with my clients because, being a wedding photographer and a boudoir photographer, you are really, really intimate with people, and they need to be comfortable with you. And I think that applies to any business, is that people want to be comfortable with you. They want to know who you are so that they can trust you. And so whenever I'm posting, that has a lot to do with my content. It's that I want people to get to know me so that they can trust me. But as a photographer, there are also some visual things that I like to keep consistent, and I'm kind of type A about that. I like to make sure that all of my colors are consistent. So I don't really post a lot of black and white stuff because that's, even though I do deliver those to my clients in their final gallery, it's not something that I really want to be known for. Like, there are some photographers that just do black and white photography. So most of the stuff that I do is a lot of color. It's very rich, kind of cinematic feel to it. And being able to keep that consistent, I think kind of defines my brand.
So I think that's very, very important. Establishing a brand and establishing a voice and sticking to it, that is key. You need to understand who your customers are and who you're talking to, but if your posts are all over the board, then it's just not, it's not as successful. And while, we don't have anything as official as a style guide yet, I'm handling the website, social media, things like that, so it's a little easier because I'm doing it, so I keep it consistent, but that is something we would do, because that's, honestly, that's one of the most important pieces.
Ashley, you talked a little bit about defining your brand. I really like that, especially for a small, medium-sized business. As we move into 2019, are there any other products across the family of Facebook apps and services that you're thinking you might want to try out, or something that might be new as you plan for next year?
I have, there's always new stuff to try. So that's a really hard question because there's so many different things that you can add. It's not really Facebook specific, but I haven't done a whole lot of video, and I know that that's like a super successful thing, other than the motion videos, but I don't do live video, which I really, as far as algorithm goes, live videos are super successful, so if you're not doing them, you should. Don't do what I do what I say. So that's definitely something that I want to try to add next year. But it is, it's a comfort level thing. I'm used to being behind the camera, not in front of it. So that's probably the biggest thing that I want to incorporate next year.
And Christine, what are you excited about for next year?
Just same thing. We do a ton of video. We actually just invested in a video marketing course so that we can just get better. We look back at some of the videos that we started with last year and just have to giggle a little bit, like, I can't look at those. We're reading a script, and now, we just kind of wing it. And so just tons to look forward to for the coming year.
Josh?
Actually, same thing. We do a lot of photos. Our videos are less often, and part of it is just time and availability of, we're all busy doing all the things, making the beer, kegging the beer, that sometimes it's much easier to just quickly snap a photo and then later do a post. But when we have done live events, especially say during a brew or doing transportation or something, people love it and they're very successful. So I would like to do more of those.
I want to shift gears again. I've been doing some shifting of gears today, but I know you're all very actively involved in this wonderful Springfield community. We'll start with Ashley. We know you use Instagram to connect to other businesses as well as network. Could you share a little bit more about the process and how you go about building that community online?
Sure. So at an event like a wedding, everything is going really fast, and it's a lot harder to connect with people because, a lot of times I don't talk to the caterer, and I don't talk to the the DJ as much, so that we would have like a conversation about our businesses. It's mostly just, these are the things that need to happen, and this is how we're going to do it. And we talk about any crazy last-minute changes that need to be made. So it's important for me to gather all that information ahead of time, which I do by sending questionnaires to my bride and groom, and I ask them, where did you get this? Where did you get your dress? Where did you book your DJ at? Do you have a photo booth? Do you, where'd you get your shoes? And it gets pretty specific, but that allows me to have all that information ahead of time. It also helps me kind of research and know who I'm working with, because it's hard to relate to people if you don't know kind of what they're about or what they're doing. So doing that research, having that questionnaire answered, and then being able to research their businesses ahead of time gives me an idea of who they are, hopefully, if they're successfully using Facebook. So then that way they can, we can connect, and then whenever I do get to the post-processing and I'm posting pictures where I can tag them, then they know who I am, and they can share the love a little bit.
Awesome. Very cool. Josh, I saw that BuzzBomb, they won an award for Best Collaborator in Springfield. Can you talk a little bit about that award, and can you share how you make connections with other local businesses in the community?
Yeah, that was actually very excited. We were honored. It was our Local First group. They did their inaugural Local First Awards, and we won Best Collaborators along with Cafe Moxo, which is another business down on Adams Street. So what we knew, we wanted to be downtown. We wanted to help revitalize it, help give people a reason to come back. So when we set up shop on Adams, we went out and started making friends with the businesses there and all throughout downtown. And Cafe Moxo, as well as the Kidzeum, our neighbors, and ourselves have done a lot of working together. We even have our own hashtag. We're hashtag Adams Family. We do events together, things like that. But it just helps, that's like what the mayor said, it's community, and it's helping each other out, and it's coming together. So, Moxo will promote us, and we promote them, and that kind of integration, just the more you make everybody successful, the more you make yourself successful.
Awesome.
Can I add something to that real quick?
Yeah, please.
I think that whenever you are able to network and you are able to build those relationships with other businesses, it really gives you more credibility as a business. Because if other people are tagging you and it's kind of like they're vouching for you. Like, yeah, I know this person. I liked working with them enough that I'm going to tag them in this post or in this blog or whatever. So I think it's important to be able to do that, because some people are, especially in the wedding business, we were talking about this back in the green room, venues will kind of try to sell you ad space as a vendor. And for me personally, I feel like whenever you are just openly sharing with other people, that they will openly share with you. And so it's important to have that kind of relationship with other businesses, and just kind of be kind and share the love and let everybody in on it, and then that way they're going to do that same thing in return for you.
And Christine, we heard that you set up booths at local community events. Can you share how being present in the community has helped you bolster the community and acquire new customers?
Yes, so we like to say that we're a mix of the old and the new. So the new, because we are tech savvy, you can text us, obviously Facebook message us, we've got a chat feature on our website. But old, because we've got a beautiful office on 6th Street, we love visitors, we can sit down and have a face-to-face discussion. We love being out in the community, sponsoring events, shaking hands, meeting people. And even if the event itself is a bust, we can take pictures, post them on social media, get just as many views online. And another thing is we can, make events saying this is where we're going to be, and invite our current clients and audience to come out, and so that way we can see them out and about too.
So we've learned so much for all of you today. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your insights, the lessons you've learned, and all of your experiences building your businesses. Before we go into a Facebook, an old Facebook end of session kind of fun thing we'll do here, can you give one piece of advice to everybody in the room?
So first off, get out your cell phones and follow Bailey Family Insurance. No, really, you can see some of the tactics I've talked about here today, and also you can always reach out to us. We'd love to be a resource. But the other thing is I would dive into the Facebook Blueprint. You're going to learn about it across the hall here, but it is just a phenomenal resource for you to learn all about Facebook business. So that's the Facebook Blueprint. As my husband Mark says, you've just got to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Think like a marketer, not a business owner. And if you don't have a huge ad budget, that's okay. If you can't pay for the fancy photography or video, do something. Some content is better than nothing. And then lastly, I would just highly recommend asking your current clients for reviews, because those reviews are going to help with your organic reach and just your online presence.
And thank you for the Blueprint plug.
It's great stuff.
It can be daunting to, if you don't know what you're doing, to use Facebook for your business. And something that's even more out of reach for a lot of people, I think, is just, or out of your comfort zone, is being able to infuse yourself into your brand. And I think that is probably the most successful thing that I've ever done. Whenever I first started doing photography, I was 21 years old. I had done it like as a hobby, but 21 years old, I decided that was whenever I was going to really pursue it full time. And whenever you're 21 and you're a female and you're in this world where there are a lot of, older people, older than you, getting married, it is easy to fall into this rut of, I need to look 100% professional all the time. But people don't buy that. They buy from you because they can relate to you and they can connect to you. And if you aren't finding ways to put yourself into your business and to let people get to know you, then you are missing out, because you are missing out on people who would normally absolutely jump on board if they just knew who you were. So I guess in summary, yes, I think that being able to put yourself in your business is probably the most important thing. I was at Walmart, and this lady came up to me, and she knew who I was, and she knew that I had purple hair, which I don't anymore because I'm getting married in January, and I didn't want purple hair in my pictures. So I was really sad that it had to go. But purple is my color for my brand, and purple is normally the color of my hair. And she knew who I was, and she knew me by name, and she knew, knew that I had kids. I don't post too much about them, but she knew that I was a parent, and she knew that I was doing this, and she asked me about this because I'd posted about it, and she knew about the last wedding that I did, because she follows me, so she sees all my stuff in there, and her feeling like she could come up to me and talk to me like we were friends, that really is my ultimate goal with every single person that comes to my page. So,
Josh?
So one of the common complaints or struggles that I hear from a lot of other business owners is, I post on Facebook, I post on Instagram, and nobody sees my stuff. How do you do it? How do you be successful? And I tell them, I say, well, it's easy. Just post things that are engaging, that people want to interact with, and they will. Simple. So that's true, though. Unfortunately, it's kind of like chess, where the game is not hard. You can learn how to play chess in a few minutes. The moves are not hard. But if you want to be a great player, that can take a lifetime to master. And that's really the same thing with social media. So if you want to create things that are engaging, just start with the basic moves. Get to understand your audience, your customers, who you're trying to reach. Pay attention to what the other people are doing, and just keep at it. Just keep playing, and it will get better.
Awesome. Well, thank you all. The word I was looking for earlier is tradition. So a Facebook tradition is we're going to do a quick lightning round here. So I want all of you to respond to one of the answers I present to you, and we'll just go down the line here, okay? Photo or video?
Video.
Photo.
Photo.
Facebook or Instagram?
Facebook.
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 Filter or no filter?
No filter.
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 Comment or message?
Message.
Comment.
Comment.
Facebook event or Facebook group?
Oh, that's a tough one. Facebook events.
Group.
Definitely events.
Event. And last one, Instagram story or Facebook Live?
Definitely Facebook Live.
Story.
Facebook Live.
Awesome. Well, can we get a round of applause for our incredible panelists here? Nice job, guys.
Thank you.